Hi and welcome to another week of the Fantasy Insider Weekend Picks. This is the Draftstars edition and we're in the final stretch now where it's just 6 weeks from now we'll be talking about the grand finals with just 2 teams to choose from in each sport. This week though we have a full slate, so let's jump into the games. In the AFL there's a number of games this week with really low totals posted. In fact so many, I think we're going to take the opposite approach this week to normal and tell you that the Brisbane Geelong game, the Adelaide Derby, as well as GWS Fremantle and Collingwood Gold Coast are those that are sort of the higher scoring contests of the week. GWS and Geelong are both favoured in that 65 to 70 point range, with the Bulldogs 48.5 point favourites and Adelaide at 35.5, also worth a look if you're stacking this week. Our top ranked players feature a few players from those high scoring games, but also perhaps a surprising number of Richmond players who we think are a bit undervalued this week, and we fancy them to be competitive against St Kilda. At ruck, we have Collingwood's Brady Grundy, something of a premium there, alongside his teammate Darcy Moore in the forwards. We've gone with Oleg Markov from Richmond, partnering him in the forward line, whereas in midfield it's pretty much Bulldogs and Collingwood dominating, with Bontempelli partnered with Rupert Wills. We've also included Jaden Short from Richmond in the mids, and we're taking advantage of Jules Martin's dual position eligibility to include him in the midfields as well. In defence, Collingwood's James Aish is partnered with Richmond's David Asprey, and a number of those players have dual positions and can be shuffled around if you're changing that lineup slightly. This lineup really heavily depends on the result of those 3 games, and it's that kind of high variance, high correlation lineup that I really like to enter into tournaments. In the NRL, games got underway last night with the Broncos continuing their return to form against Canterbury. The rest of the weekend features a lot of games that are really totaled around that 40 to 44 point mark, but Newcastle over Gold Coast, North Queensland over the Warriors, and Canberra over Parramatta are perhaps the games you want to focus on if you're stacking. Those teams all favoured by over 2 tries. At Draftstars, we put in our 4-round team last night, but it didn't really include anyone from the Brisbane-Canterbury game. And the team features a few premium forwards in Ryan James, Sam Burgess, Ross Cartwright, alongside Newcastle's Mitchell Barrett, and you know how much we like to include Newcastle forwards. In the wings, Josh Mansour is partnered with 2 undervalued Titans, I think, in Jared Hayne and Conrad Hull, while we take a bit of advantage of Simone Matua's positional eligibility to include him in the centres. The money saved there lets us plot Cameron Smith in a hooker, where we expect him to pretty much deliver as usual. And that's it for another week. Be sure to check out the Fantasy Insider website where we have another version of our DFS 101 series. And we still have a special offer on our rest of season package, which you can get for just $32.95 through to the final side of the season. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you on the leaderboards.